Well, we got a lot of activity in the neighborhood today. One neighbor is planting his soybeans behind the wheat, and this neighbor over here, they are cutting wheat and baling straw. And I am moving the combine to the field myself to cut some wheat today. Man, it is a beautiful day for it. I'm getting a late start. It's Sunday, actually Sunday afternoon, Father's Day. But I just had some bookwork in my office that I just had to get done this morning, so I just could not get out here any sooner. It's what, in the mid 70s with a nice breeze. Where is that breeze blowing out of? The maybe the west? I can't really tell. Low humidity, man. The next couple of days look like it's going to be pretty good, so we are going to I'm going to cut some wheat today, and then tomorrow morning I've got a couple of teenagers coming in. We're going to start baling some straw tomorrow morning, and hopefully 2 days I can get all the straw baled that I want, and hopefully by Wednesday I can have all of the wheat cut, and maybe by Thursday have all of the soybeans planted. That's the game plan, but like the weather, it is subject to change, and it always does. And we are doing it. We are cutting wheat. This is Father's Day, June 19th, 2022. And so far it looks to be pretty good. I'm trying to get a crew together for tomorrow to start baling straw. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 definites, or 3.5 definites. I've got one guy with a knee brace, so I'm just going to call him a half a person. So I've got 3.5 definites. I got 2 more texts sent, haven't gotten a response yet from them. So hopefully I can knock this straw out in 2 days if I have some good help. When you're putting straw, oh well, here on the end you can see where we had a little bit of overlap in nitrogen. You know, I went across the end, and then when I came out spraying on each round, just a little bit of overlap here on the end, so that caused a little bit of lodging. Not too terribly bad here. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yes, when you're putting this straw in windrows like this for baling, it takes a little bit longer. When I get to the ends, I like to slow down and let all of that straw fall out of the back before I make my turn. I don't want any, what I call fishtails at the end of the row. You know, when you're baling, it's hard to follow that fishtail around. If you do have a fishtail, you don't follow it around with the baler, you're going to leave some straw there. Then when you come back to plant soybeans behind it, you're just not going to be able to penetrate that straw. So I try to get to the end and then slow down and count to 10 before I make my turn back into the next row. Just makes it a little bit easier on the person driving the baler. Now the other thing they have to do is pay attention, and when they get to those ends where I have slowed down they're going to have to slow down because that straw is going to be a little bit thicker as well. So I've got to make sure I tell my daughter that. I think she's the one that will be on the baler tomorrow. Oh, so that's right. I actually have an extra. I forgot to count her. It's her day off from the hardware store tomorrow, so she'll be here in the field with me. So I've got 4. What did I say earlier? 3.5. So I've got 4.5 definites tomorrow. So 4.5 waiting on 2 more. I just hope the temperature stays like this with a little bit of breeze going. Especially tomorrow morning, I hope there's no dew so we can get out here and start baling the straw immediately. You know, there have been some days you don't start baling until 11 or 12 o'clock if it's a heavy dew. And you're waiting for that wind to blow, especially when the humidity is high. I can never estimate wheat yields before harvest. I'm guessing this should be 70-75 bushels to the acre. I don't know. Maybe it's better than that. We'll see. I've started in I think this is about 11 acres in this field, so I'll have a better idea once I finish harvesting this field. Wow, I think she's loaded. First load of wheat going into the bin, and I'm going to show you that yes, I did remember to close the door, so we will not have a pile of wheat laying here in the road tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, I cannot work late this evening. I do have a meeting to attend at 6 o'clock, but that's okay. I'll be back at it tomorrow morning. All right, I know I'm going to get the you-know-what scared out of me one day. This tire has a slow leak in it, so I came down yesterday and pumped it up in order to move it. And you see it bulging there. Yep. One day I'm going to be standing here and that thing is going to explode and just scare the dickens out of me. And I hope it is not on camera when that happens. Actually, I thought it was already going to be blown out when I got down here today, but surprisingly it wasn't, so I got it moved up to the bin. All is good for the moment. I don't know if you can see it, but the neighbors are loading straw on some van trailers. I saw one trailer go out of here as I was coming in with this load of wheat. They've got a deal with one of our local developers selling them straw, so the company just brings empty van trailers down, so they unload their straw right off the wagons onto the trailers. So that makes it real nice. Until, of course, it's 95 degrees and you're inside of that trailer doing the stacking. Then that is not so nice. Okay, I've got this field finished. All right, now I know some of you are going to ask, why is there a green strip of grass and weeds in between here? Well, on this farm, the landowner plants about 2 acres of sunflowers and corn for a wildlife plot. So last fall when I planted, and they rotate that around, so last year this plot was here, and now they've gone over just on the other side of the combine and planted the plot, their food plot, there this year, or yeah, for this year. So last fall when I planted the wheat, they still had their corn standing here for their goose hunting, so I had to leave that out. So that's the reason for that. Okay, so that field is complete. I've got about 2 truckloads off of it. Test weight is about 58 pounds. I don't have my moisture checker with me, so I don't know what the moisture is, but it's dry. I'm guessing it's yielding about 85 bushels to the acre. So I am very pleased with that, with the 85 bushel yield. I know it was good looking wheat, just wasn't sure how good looking. Okay, it's off to my meeting that I've got this evening. It's actually an investment club meeting. It's going to be a depressing meeting because the stock market has really taken a hit. So has my portfolio. But thank goodness for the better wheat yields than expected. So that will make up for the stock market and the money that I'm losing there. All right. We're going to get this show on the road again tomorrow, and I'll be back then. Until next time, I'm going to say, see ya!